What if you fell in love with the one person you were never allowed to love? Not because you chose to, not because fate was kind, but because of one single mistake, one moment, one decision that wasn't even yours. This is not just a love story. This is a story about a love that should never have existed, a love that broke rules, defied loyalty, and destroyed everything in its path. And yet, it refused to die. In a time ruled by kings where honor meant everything, and loyalty was stronger than life itself, there lived a warrior named Tristan, a man feared in battle, a man respected by all, a man who never broke his word. But above all, he was trusted by his king, King Mark, not just as a soldier, but as family. And one day, that trust became a command, a simple mission. Bring me a bride. Her name was Isolde, a princess from Ireland, beautiful in a way that silenced rooms, intelligent in a way that unsettled men, untouchable in every sense of the word. And Tristan, he was the man chosen to bring her to another man. The journey back was long. Days turned into nights. Nights blurred into silence. The sea was calm, too calm. And somewhere between duty and distance, it happened. A drink was poured. Nothing special, nothing suspicious. Just a cup passed between two people who were never meant to share anything at all. But that cup was never meant for them. It was meant for a king, for a wedding night, for a promise, a love potion, powerful, unforgiving, irreversible. And they drank it, without knowing, without hesitation, without escape. And in that moment, everything changed. At first, it was subtle, a glance that lingered too long, a silence that felt too loud. Then, it grew, stronger, deeper, impossible to ignore. This wasn't attraction, it wasn't curiosity. It was something else, something that didn't ask for permission, something that took control, a force pulling them closer, even as they tried to push away, because they both knew this was wrong. Not just dangerous, not just forbidden. This was betrayal. If anyone found out, it wouldn't just break hearts, it would destroy everything. So they tried to stop. They tried to remember who they were. He was a knight, bound by honor. She was a queen, bound by duty. And yet none of it mattered, because love doesn't care about titles. It doesn't respect loyalty. It doesn't wait for the right time. It simply happens. Every look became heavier, every word more dangerous, until one day they stopped pretending and crossed a line they could never uncross. Secrets don't stay hidden, not forever. Whispers began to spread, eyes began to follow, silence turned into suspicion, and slowly, the truth found its way to the one man it would hurt the most, King Mark. Not through proof, not through confession, but through something deeper, instinct, betrayal. Not from an enemy, but from the two people he trusted more than anyone else. What came next wasn't justice. It wasn't forgiveness. It was something far worse. A life of running, of hiding, of never being safe. They were torn apart, pulled back together, ripped away again, over and over and over. Each time believing, this is it. This is the end. But it never was. Because some loves don't weaken with distance. They don't fade with time. They grow, stronger, more desperate, more dangerous. And then, one day, everything changed. Tristan was dying, wounded in battle, alone, fading with every breath. And there was only one person who could save him, Isolde. A message was sent, simple, clear. If she comes, raise a white sail. If she doesn't, raise a black one. And so, he waited, watching the horizon, holding on to the smallest thread of hope. Days passed. Then finally, a ship appeared, far away, but coming closer. His heart held on, barely. And when he asked, "What color is the sail?" the answer came back, cold, final, black. No hope, no miracle, no Isolde. And in that moment, he stopped fighting. He let go. But the truth? The truth was crueler than death. The sail was white. She had come. She was there, closer than ever before. But not in time. Never in time. She arrived to silence, to stillness, to a man who would never open his eyes again. She saw him, fell beside him, held him, as if she could still pull him back. But some things cannot be undone. And in that moment, the love that defied kings, defied fate, defied reason itself, finally consumed her too. She didn't run, she didn't resist, because a world without him was not a world she could live in. Some will say this is a story about betrayal. Others will say it's about fate. But maybe it's something simpler, something more human. That love, real love, doesn't always come when it should. And sometimes the greatest tragedy in life is not loving the wrong person. It's loving the right person at the wrong time.